Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D's. Now I'm going to bring to you guys, at long last, my ranking of my top flicks from last year, 2019. Now, I had seen tons of movies last year, most in theaters, and some I just more recently watched at the last minute on DVD, and some during the year. Now, this review is going to be bigger than this ranking is bigger than any other. This is going to have a big 50 flicks. Yes. Now, while I haven't taken the time to watch it yet, I did hear that learn that Corey from CDR just did a ranking of 64 flicks. That's very impressive. I'll look into that, okay? But for now, I'm going to do a big, fat 50. Yeah. I decided to do it by the way, and leave some, even though if I gave some of these 4 stars on Letterboxd, and 5 stars on Letterboxd, some might be low, some might be high, but I hope you understand, it's nothing serious, okay? Here we go. Coming at 50 is Wonder Park, which I just learned is actually now on Prime. I will rewatch it, maybe review it, I don't know yet, because I've got January all booked up. But we'll see. I absolutely did enjoy it. Kind of a cute flick. A good Nickelodeon anime feature. Now, I did learn they're going to do an animated series of it. Don't know when it's coming though, but I wish them the best of luck. Wonder Park is absolutely cute. The characters were pretty cute and all. Little girl was real good too. So, Wonder Park is number 50. And number 49 is the Lego Movie 2, the second part. While it was good and fun in some ways, and it did get certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, but it does have a few downsides and what have you. It's not quite as good as the first Lego Movie, but I liked it a little for certain reasons. Once again, I liked Emmett and Lucy, Wild Style, and all the other characters. They weren't too bad, but like I said, this isn't quite as good as the first Lego Movie, but still, it's worth a try just once, but I'd say probably not. It's one of the okay movies, and what have you. So, Lego Movie 2 is number 49. Now, before I continue, I did read that Universal's picked up the rights to Lego, so we'll see what they'll do with it. I don't know. Anyway, back onto the countdown again. Number 48. I'm sorry this is a little low, but I do like this. And that's Rambo, Last Blood. It was kind of short, but overall it had some fun moments. I did like the last act where fights off all those guys, sets up traps and stuff. Makes you feel like you're seeing a complete R-rated version of Home Alone, except for a more brutal way. Anyway, old Sly himself, once again, did a pretty good job as the title character. And Rambo Last Blood, well, it's not too bad. It's good. And it's number 48. And number 47 is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Now, although I still have yet to watch the 2014 Godzilla, I intended to, but I failed to catch it. But if it's on again, will watch it. I think this movie was real good. It was great seeing all the other legendary monsters that Godzilla confronted in the past and what have you. I did like that little surprise at the end credits with a little bit of a drawing of Godzilla and King Kong, which later on this year we're going to get Godzilla versus Kong. I'm going to look forward to that one. That looks like it's going to be fun. The characters aren't too bad either, so anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you. Godzilla, King of the Monsters is number 47, and number 46 is The Upside. Now, although this was supposed to be released back in 2017, it was produced in 2017, but it was supposed to come out in 2018, but unfortunately it got shelved because it was originally to be done by the Weinstein Company, but despite the little, that went on with Harvey Weinstein, it never got released until last year when STX picked it up, and this eventually became a Pretty successful flick for that studio. I like the performances we got from Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart. I do think they were an absolute good team. Nicole Kidman was good. I'm gonna say this is a very good movie. If you've not seen this, I think you should. The Upside is absolutely good. It's number 46, and number 45 is Isn't It Romantic? Now, I absolutely loved this movie. This is a great chick flick, and that's came out last February, and I did see this. Rebel Wilson did an absolute fun job outside of the Pitch Perfect series, since that series was already done. Absolutely great, and what have you. I loved her in Isn't It Romantic. Well, I did see her one of her other movies, which that was The Hustle, but unfortunately that didn't make the list. That will be an honorable mention, so I'll give you a slight honorable mention for now. So, isn't it romantic? This girl is waking up who's like, romantic movie. Absolutely fun feeling. She absolutely looked very stunning in that red dress like Julia Roberts had in Pretty Woman. Yeah, that was real good. So, Isn't It Romantic is number 45. And number 44 is The Dirt. Now, this is a Netflix movie, and this would actually was the third Netflix movie I saw after seeing The Kissing Booth and To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This, of course, is the biopic on Motley Crue, which I am a fan of. I like their tunes. The guys who played the band wasn't too bad at all. I did like the title theme done by them, with special rep by Machine Gun Kelly, who played Tommy Lee, the drummer of the band. Real good. I gotta say, The Dirt was pretty good, despite it may have gotten dissed a little bit, but hey. This movie's kind of underrated though, but hey, I don't care. I liked it. The Dirt was very good. And it's number 44, and number 43 is The Addams Family. Now, I think that was a pretty good movie. A little different though, but it was still fun in ways. I did like the performances we got from the cast, including Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron, Finn Wolfhard, Chloe Grace Moretz, Allison Janney. Yeah, they were all pretty good. The cast was pretty good. I did like that little closing where they did like an animated updated sequence to, well, little tribute to the actual Addams Family TV show from the 60s, which that was absolutely good. And included a sing-along. I think that was pretty good. The Addams Family's not too bad. It's number 43. And number 42 is Fighting with My Family. Now, this, of course, is about the WWE wrestler known as Paige, played by Florence Pugh. Now, you'll see two of our other movies later on this list. I actually didn't know that it was her because I did see this movie. I rented it, and I'm going to say it wasn't too bad. I will be rewatching it because it'll be on Prime later on this month. So, I think it was pretty good. Vince Vaughn was good as seeing The Rock as himself. Very good. I did enjoy that. That was very fun. So I think it was pretty good. Though I'm really not much a wrestling person, but still I show respect for some of the people who are taking part of it or used to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So Fighting with My Family is number 42, and number 41 is Alita: Battle Angel. Now, I almost didn't think this was going to do so well, but it did all right. I did enjoy this movie. It was fun, action packed, and stuff like that. Based on I believe it was either a manga or anime series, but this was absolutely fun. I thought just the action was great. Some of the characters were pretty good and what have you. So that's about all I can say about this. So Alita: Battle Angel is number 41, and number 40 is Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Now, This a spin-off from the Fast and Furious series, which I'm looking forward to seeing the ninth movie come out later on this year. So Hobbs and Shaw isn't too bad, although I heard they're not going to be returning for the ninth movie, which that's completely understandable. I still think their spin-off movie is slightly a little underrated, but I think it was fun and action-packed and all. I mean, The Rock and Jason Statham did one hell of a job as the title characters. I mean, Idris Elba is the bad guy, real good. Anyway, I think Hobbs and Shaw was pretty fun and all, and it's number 40 on my 2019 ranking. And number 39 is Good Boys. Now, I recently rented this the other day. I didn't know what to think of this because I know this was slightly a bit of a raunchy flick involving tweens. But those kids weren't too bad at all. This kind of reminded me of Superbad and one movie I saw as well. You'll see where that winds up later on. This is sort of a coming of age type story or something. But anyway, those kids were absolutely funny. It's like Beanbag Bros Forever. Yeah. It isn't too bad. It had a little more ups and downs. Some of it kind of made me laugh and stuff. There was some like kind of excuse me, just made me go in some parts. But hey, most of it was pretty good. So Good Boys is number 39, and number 38 is now, actually, these next two movies may have gotten 4 stars from me, but I'm kind of making them low so that way I don't get any controversy or what have you, because I've seen better movies and what have you. Number 38 is Charlie's Angels. While I did like this movie, it may have gotten some mixed response, but hey, it was fun. Directed by Elizabeth Banks, who stars in this. She was good. Kristen Stewart was good, and the other two angels were good. I mean, this may not have been as good as the actual first movie that Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore, but still, it had some good action, what have you. Excuse me. Not too much humor though, like the first two, but still provided a lot of action. So Charlie's Angels is number 38, and number 37 is Terminator Dark Fate. Now, if I had had this higher, I would have gotten controversy. But I thought I'd keep it a low profile spot, so I think this was a little underrated too. This didn't quite open as well as we hoped it would, but I don't care. I did like it for certain reasons. It was good to have Linda Hamilton back in it on the scene as Sarah Connor. She was absolutely good. Schwarzenegger, once again, good as the Terminator. I like the female Terminator that came in onto the scene. That was real good. Of course, was the heroine, not the bad guy like the bad gal like the TX was in Terminator 3. But anyway, Dark Fate, that's absolutely pretty fun, and it's number 37. And number 36 is The Kid Who Would Be King. And now I actually did go see this. I think this came out right after my birthday last January. And I think that this was pretty good. I forgot his name, but I do know he's the son of Andy Serkis. He absolutely did a great job. This was a pretty good telling of, well, the boy who would grow up to be King Arthur. Yeah, that's really something. Excuse me, everyone, but the Kid Who Would Be King got some pretty good response and what have you. But anyway, I think it was fun, and it's number 36, and number 35 is, this is no, here's two more movies that got 4 stars, and I'm sorry they're a bit low, but like I said, I picked only ones that were more good and what have you. Number 35 is Playing with Fire. This was absolutely funny. This was a pretty underrated though. And John Cena, absolutely funny. The funniest performance I've seen of his since Ferdinand. I liked him, and um, yeah, what was his name? Key and Michael Key, I think it was. And John Leguizamo and Tyler Maine, they were all pretty good. Those three kids were absolutely funny too. I loved it. I mean, I would like to rewatch it, but I'll wait until it comes to DVD or maybe wait until it comes to Prime. So it was very funny. Playing with Fire is number 35, and number 34 is Spies in the Skies, which I went and saw not so long ago. You can check out my review of it. I think this is a great movie since it had been 2 years since we last heard from Blue Sky Studios. I have to say, Will Smith absolutely brought a great performance. Same with Tom Holland. Uh, Everybody was great in this. I think the story was pretty good and the animation. Yeah. Spice in this guy's pretty good. It's Will Smith's character turned into a pigeon. Yeah. Lance Sterling. Yeah, very funny. Anyway, Spies in Disguise is number 34, and number 33 is Crawl. Now, of course, that of course was my number 7 flick on my top horror flicks of last year. If you've not seen that video, you should. I want to say I like the performances from Barry Pepper and the young lady who played the daughter of his. I absolutely loved it when the big hurricane occurs and those alligators are involved with being in the waters and what have you, and boy, it really gets bloody and what have you. But I absolutely think Crawl was a good movie, and I will rewatch it later this year when it comes to Prime, and I'll review it. So anyway, it's number 33, and number 32 is what came ahead of it on my horror flick ranking. It's my 6th favorite horror flick of last year, and that would be Zombieland Double Tap. Finally, we get a sequel to the 2009 flick. I think it was very fun and exciting. Once again, great performances from Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, Abigail Breslin, and of course, Woody Harrelson. Rosario Dawson was great in this. I think it was just all fun and what have you for this sequel. The intro was absolutely good. I forgot to bring that up when I did my horror flicks ranking. That was absolutely fun. So, Zombieland Double Tap is number 32, and number 31 is, now I'm sorry to disappoint you that this is so low on here. It should have been higher, but it's so long, it just kinda, I don't know. That would be The Irishman. Now, I thank y'all for watching my review of it. That's already almost got about 20 views and what have you. Thanks. Yeah, but it's still a good movie. This is another Netflix movie. Yeah, I managed to make through the whole near 3.5 hours of this. Directed by Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Al Pacino. They were all great in the movie. I like the performances we got from lots of the other cast members, so it was fun and what have you. I mean, as much as I still rarely do watch, well, movies with mobsters like The Godfather, even though I've got respect for that, and Goodfellas. Well, and of course, into TV's The Sopranos, which I definitely need to get back to watching that. The Irishman's not bad. It's pretty good, and I think you should check it out. And that's number 31. And number 30 is Abominable from DreamWorks Animation. A very cute movie. I think I enjoyed this just as much as Smallfoot was in 2018. And I want to say it was great. The The girl in the movie protects a vulnerable snowman. The Yeti was absolutely great. Uh, it just had so much fun moments going to the Himalayas and what have you. That was absolutely fun. Abominable is number 30, and number 29 is Ray or Not, my fifth favorite horror movie of last year. Again, it was really fun. It's kind of a dark and gruesome take of a game of hide and seek. The cast was absolutely good, and I did like the ending very much. About everyone except the main character gets like blown up into pieces and what have you. Oh man, that was so wow. I think it was pretty good. Ray or Not. It's number 29, and number 28 is Ad Astra. Now, I watched this the other day. I recently rented this. And I'm going to say, it's not too bad. It does have a few minor misses in the moments, but still, I like Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones and the rest of the cast performances. They were all good. I mean, this taking place in space for the whole time is absolutely good too. And I think Ad Astra was very good in ways. It's number 28, and number 27 is Knives Out. I think this is a very good movie. It had a great all-star cast, including Jamie Lee Curtis, Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Toni Collette, many others. And I absolutely thought this was kind of like a murder mystery thing, and it was so much fun. All the wow, and of course the chair there with all the knives around it kind of reminded me of what Game of Thrones that looked like for Game of Thrones and what have you. Still haven't watched that show though, but anyway, Knives Out is absolute fun filled. I think you should go check it out while you still can. Of course, it's nominated for Golden Globe. And it's number 27, and number 26 is Rocket Man. Now, I did like this movie. It's the biopic on Elton John. Taron Egerton really does a great job in playing Elton John. I liked it. It was one of his best performances since the two Kingsman movies. And of course, it was real surprising. And here I'm saying I'm Still Standing, just in the end, just like he did in Sing a few years before that. I'm going to say he nailed it with singing some of Sir Elton's songs. They are absolutely real good. And I think Rocket Man's definitely another good movie because this kind of beats out even Bohemian Rhapsody, no offense, as a great musical biopic I had seen in some time. I really do like it. Rocket Man is number 26. Now we're at the halfway mark. Please excuse me for a moment. I will be back in just a moment. Please stand by. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to take a little slight pause. Anyway, now for the second half of my 2019 Flicks ranking. We've gone halfway through, so here we go. Coming at number 25 is Booksmart. Now, this is the other coming of age flick was mentioned with Good Boys. But this one I think is even more good. It's a little underrated though, but this got good response from the critics and what have you, and was certified fresh on the tomato meter. And I think this was very fun and all. Kind of a chick version of Superbad. But I like the two girls' performances. Of course, I know one is the one we used to see on Last Man Standing. The girl played Eve. Yeah. But I gotta say, the story wasn't too bad. I think one of my favorite moments was when the two girls were knocked down by I don't know, having some kind of drink or drugs or something like that, and they're waking up and picturing themselves as two little plastic dolls and what have you, like a Barbie doll, and I see them all in naked doll form. Oh my gosh, that's freaking sweet. Yeah, don't hate me for saying that, but that was kind of cute though. But Booksmart was pretty fun and all. And I gotta say, it's one of the most funniest movies I've seen this year. And anyway, it's number 25, and number 24 is Brightburn, my fourth favorite horror flick of last year. Absolutely great characters. The boy who played the hero slash bad guy, that kills his uncle, his dad. Yeah. If you've not seen my review or top horror flicks of ranking, you should check either of those out. They are absolutely pretty good. Brightburn is very good. It may have gotten a mixed response, but I don't care. I really did enjoy that. And it was surprising to hear Bad Guy by Billie Eilish playing the credits and what have you, which you'll see where that will wind up on my favorite songs of 2019 list coming soon. But Brightburn absolutely was pretty good and all, and it's number 24, and number 23 is... Hold on just a moment. Be right back again. Okay, here's my number 23 movie. I'm going to show off the DVD covers of most of these titles, not as much as the last time. Number 23 is... Dora and the Lost Sea of Gold. Now, sorry to disappoint... Now, sorry, Ogre Boy, I know you picked this as one of the worst movies of last year, which I completely understand. But I absolutely loved this movie. I mean, even though I'm really not much a Dora the Explorer person, well, I did like Dora for most of it. Well, only the early years before the pre-Star Pouch days, because I quit watching when that Star Pouch, all those stars, some of them were pretty darn annoying. But I didn't think this was going to be good at first, but after I went and saw it, I loved it. It was fun. Isabella Moner absolutely does a great performance, which actually, Ogre Boy, you're actually right about Isabella Moner. She absolutely does give a good performance as Dora. I mean, the young girl who plays young Dora kind of breaks the fourth wall and what have you, so it's the grown-up Dora. Oh boy, it's so funny. Some of the performances were pretty good, and I did like the silly songs, mind you. But I did like the little we did Lohi Sima's dance song and dance at the end. Not like the one you hear on the Dora the Explorer show, okay? But I absolutely thought Dora and the Lost Sea of Gold was pretty good. It kind of was like a mix of Indiana Jones with Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, which you'll see where the new Jumanji winds up, and Tomb Raider from 2018 rolled into one. It was absolutely a fun-filled thrill ride for the whole family. So Dora and the Lost Sea of Gold is number 23. Number 22 is It Chapter 2, my third favorite scary movie of last year. Once again, Bill Skarsgård once again absolutely does a great performance as Pennywise. We got great performances from, well, the grown-ups, versions of the kids of the Losers Club. Got good performances from James McAvoy, Bill Hader, and the rest. They were all good. The giant Pennywise spider and in the last act was real good. Some of it was pretty darn bloody and what have you. But it wasn't too scary at all. But even so, It Chapter 2 was good and all. Not quite as good as the first one, though, but it does its extreme best. So anyway, it's number 22, and number 21 is Detective Pikachu. Very fun movie. I really did enjoy this. So this was a big redemption for video game movies. So this was probably one of the most successful. Well, hope it'll remain successful until Sonic the Hedgehog finally comes out. I don't know what to think of it. I'm thinking about seeing it, but we'll find out. But in the meanwhile, Detective Pikachu was absolutely fun-filled. Ryan Reynolds does a great job in voicing the title character. Justice Smith was real good. A lot of the characters were good. Seeing the Pokemon in the real world, especially Mewtwo, was absolutely a real blast. I think they may be doing another one, but I don't know just yet. We'll see. So, Detective Pikachu is number 21, and number 20 is Child's Play. Now, at first, I didn't think this would know what to think of this movie, but when I rented it and watched it, I absolutely enjoyed it. I like Mark Hamill's voicing of Chucky and him doing the Buddy song. Some of the cast was hit or miss, but I did like the performances. I do look forward to seeing another Child's Play movie, but I've been hearing or reading that it'll involve the Buddy Bear, but we'll find out. Anyway, it did have some pretty good kills and what have you, so I liked it. It was my second favorite horror flick of last year. You'll see where my number one is later in this list. So Child's Play is number 20, and number 19 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, this was a movie I really felt like I wanted to see. It's the only Tarantino movie I've seen in the theater, but I absolutely did think this was a great movie from him. Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt were absolutely great in this. Margot Robbie as Sharon Tate, real good. The last act was pretty shocking and what have you, but oh boy. Yeah. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was an absolute fun flick. And I think that was probably one of the best I've seen of Tarantino's, even though I've only seen a few of his movies, but I've shown a little respect for him, though. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is number 19, and number 18 is Uncut Gems. This was the last movie I went and saw in the theater this last year. Adam Sandler redeems himself and gives his best non-comedic performance I've seen of his in ages. And I'm gonna say I loved every bit of it. The ending was kind of one of my downsides, and the other have a whole truckload of language, strong language anyone can imagine. Yeah, but even so, I loved Sandler's performance. The story was good. The cast was good. Enough said about it. Uncut Gems is great, and it's number 18. And number 17 is Jumanji: The Next Level. Now, I did enjoy this just as much as Welcome to the Jungle was. Once again, great performances from, well, the the kids and what have you, the teens actually, and the once again, performances from Dwayne Johnson, Karen Gillan, Jack Black, and Kevin Hart. Yeah, and we got Danny DeVito and Danny Glover. Now, I did mention we have a cameo by one of the actual actors from the original Jumanji, but I'm still not going to tell you. You still got to go see the movie, okay? And if you do know who it is, congrats. But anyway, Jumanji: The Next Level is real good. I actually did like the story. The villain was real good. I think it was pretty funny because it had a few twists and turns and all that jazz. So anyway, Jumanji: The Next Level is number 7. And give me a second. Number 16 is, sorry, this is a little low. It is Captain Marvel. Now, this was a real surprise of a Marvel flick. Well, so many other movies were pretty good, so this can't be out for making the top 10. Sorry. But anyway, I love Brie Larson's portrayal of the title character, and her suit is absolutely good. At first, people weren't too thrilled with it being green and what have you at the beginning, but soon it changes later on and changes to the rival colors you saw on the cover art, and that's real good. I do like this because of the 90s vibe and also some of the great 90s tunes we hear in this. Absolutely, real good. Hearing great 90s songs like Only Happy When It Rains by Garbage and let's see, Celebrity Skin from Hole. Yeah, those are real good songs. Captain Marvel is pretty good. I think it's not too bad. Sorry, again, I apologize it's so low, but I still like it for certain reasons and why have you. I'm sure we'll hear more from her later on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but since we got so much more, who knows? But then of course we saw her in Avengers Endgame, which we'll see where that winds up. But anyway, back to the countdown. At number 15 is A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Now, I'm sorry this is low too. I humbly apologize. And to my friend Hera Horn, who really likes Tom Hanks a lot, I humbly apologize. But I really think this movie is very good, actually. Tom Hanks really does a great job in playing Mr. Rogers. It's, of course, about this guy who wants to interview him and what have you for Esquire magazine. Yes. So anyway, Tom Hanks once again great, and everybody else was great. I really did like the actual structures of the neighborhoods from certain parts of the movie done in the style of the Mr. Rogers neighborhood background. That was really fun. Yeah, I actually didn't get a chance to mention. I did like the little bit of the Italian music they used, like for the Mr. Rogers stylized music for the TriStar fanfare. Yeah, that was a surprise. But anyway, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood's not too bad. No, it's not too bad. It's good. I loved it. Duh. It's number 15. And number 14 is, well, this movie and the next movie actually got 5 big stars from me. The next movie at 14 is Ford versus Ferrari. I really think this was a good movie, and I loved it. Great true story movie. James Mangold did a great job in directing this. Matt Damon and Christian Bale were absolutely great. I think it was just so good. I think it was, well, another great true story flick. That's not much to say, but it was real good, racing and what have you. I think it was fun also. Ford versus Ferrari, or Le Mans 66, was called in Europe, is number 14. Number 13 is, this one's probably going to give me controversy. I was going to have this in the top 10, but unfortunately I had a change of heart. So, and that no hard feelings to everyone, and that would be Frozen 2. I do love this movie. This also got 5 stars from me, but anyway, this is just my opinion. I loved the movie just as much as the first movie, though this may still become a little overrated like the first one, but I'm just going to go with the flow. Anyway, Anna and Elsa are still great characters. Love them. The music's pretty good too. Comes close to as good as the first music. Excuse me, the first one's music, that is. But anyway, Frozen 2 is definitely a very fun movie, and I do love it. So anyway, it's number 13. Number 12 is How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. Now, I think this is probably the best of the 3, because this was a great way to finish the series. Once again, we got great performances from Jay Baruchel and as well as Hiccup and America Ferrera as Astrid. I like all the characters. Once again, Toothless was great. The white dragon that Toothless falls for is absolutely great. I really think How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is really fun. And I think this was a big comeback for DreamWorks since Universal started distributing their films. So anyway, How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is number 12. Number 11, I was going to include this in the top 10, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. But anyway, number 11 is Disney's Descendants 3, which I've rewatched again the other day. And I loved this movie. I love this a lot more than the first two, and I watched it more times than the other two. Oh boy. And also my review for it's been the video that's got more views than any other. This has like been the review for this industry has been my only video that's gotten over 100 views and what have you. Yeah, you better believe it, people. Anyway, I loved Descendants 3. It was fun, a fun way to end the series. And it was sad to hear that we lost Cameron Boyce, who was in this again. But again, we got great performances from the others, Duff Cameron and the Boo Boo Stewart. Oh, everybody was absolutely great. Well, since now everybody's seen it, Dark Audrey, yeah, was a great villain. I didn't mean to laugh when she's just like in that frustrated screaming whenever she's being oh. That's made me laugh every time, but again, I couldn't help it. Anyway, Descendants 3 is real good. The songs are absolutely good. Everything was real fun in Descendants 3. Hades, yeah, real good. And that's all I can say. Descendants 3 is number 11. Now for the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Yeah, I thought I'd make this a top 10 at the last minute. Because I recently did watch this like a couple weeks ago. And I was blown by it. I like this a little more than the first two. Sometimes threequels don't have the best, but well, just like Descendants 3, but this is an R-rated movie. John Wick Chapter 3 nails it. Keanu Reeves is once again great as the title character, and this has lots more good action, especially from the very beginning and what have you. So I think this is definitely a good one. I look forward to seeing the fourth one when it comes out next year. So, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum is number 10, and number 9 is Midsummer, my top favorite horror flick of the year. Now, I didn't know what to expect from the movie, but I absolutely enjoyed it. Now, later on, you can expect my review of that to come up because I am going to rewatch it and then I'm going to review it for y'all. So, Midsummer was absolutely great, despite it was weird and creepy in some parts, but even so, I love the atmosphere. The cast was pretty good. Most notably Florence Pugh, who I mentioned in Flying with My Family. She absolutely was great in this. So, Midsummer is a good movie. It's number 9, and Miss Pugh actually appears in my next movie. At number 8 is Little Women, which I saw last year, just not so long ago. And I gotta tell you, she was absolutely great in this. So it's Emma Watson, Saoirse Ronan, and the rest of the cast were absolutely great. This is a great telling of the great classic tale. And if you've not seen this, you need to go see Little Women, and you should check out my review of it. It's absolutely good, and I don't know what else to say. I loved Little Women. It was not bad. So anyway, that's number 8. And number 7 is the Peanut Butter Falcon, which I rented not so long ago and watched. And I'm going to say this was good than what I thought it would be. Now, the guy who plays Zach, the one with Down syndrome, I'm going to say if it hadn't been for him, this movie would have been made. Well, if he hadn't struck a friendship with his co-star Shia LaBeouf, again, this film wouldn't have been made. Considering after Shia was in a bit of a hot water, he was in trouble. But I'm not going to bring up what for though. But anyway, he was great in this, and I absolutely loved Dakota Johnson's performance in this. So, and Thomas Hayden Church was real good too. So anyway, the Peanut Butter Falcon was an absolute fun movie. I need to do a review on this, but I'm actually gonna say this is gonna be a movie that's gonna get 5 stars from me. Okay, I love it, and that's number 7. Number 6 is Toy Story 4. Now, I originally had this at number 3 at first, but now it's gone down, so I humbly apologize. But this is a good movie. It's a great way to end it, although I think some agreed with Toy Story 3 being the last one. But as always, I'm an understanding person. Once again, great performances we got from the characters and all. Tom Hanks is Woody, Tim Allen is Buzz, Joan Cusack is Jessie. Everybody was great. Some new characters were pretty good too. Forky was a pretty funny character and what have you. I will say that Toy Story 4 is an absolute fun movie, and it's another good movie in Disney Pixar. So, and that's number 6. And now for the top 5, it's mostly going to be superhero movies, but with only one other exception. Okay, and coming in at number 5 is Spider-Man: Far From Home. Now, I absolutely did like this a little more than Homecoming, and it was an absolute fun thrill ride. Tom Holland once again is great as the title character in Peter Parker, Zendaya as MJ. I mean, their relationship in this movie is a wow, surprising what have you. Jake Gyllenhaal is absolutely great as Mysterio. Great choice of a villain. And Samuel L. Jackson makes an appearance as Nick Fury. I think everyone was absolutely great. But anyway, I just love the performances from everyone. This is another good movie, and I love that it was great. I'm glad that Sony and Disney, well, made amends, and we will finally get another Spider-Man flick with Tom Holland. So that's good to hear. So Spider-Man: Far From Home is number 5. Number 4 is Shazam. Now, I knew I wanted to see this when I saw its trailers. It was real fun, and I really liked it. I liked the directing from David Sandberg, who of course directed Annabelle Creation. I'm gonna say the cast was real good. I especially liked Zachary Levi as the title character and Jima Hansu as the ancient wizard of Shazam. Let's see, I liked Asher Angel as Billy Batson, Jack Dylan Grazer as Freddy. And the rest of the cast was real good. Oh yeah, and Mark Strong, great performance as Dr. Savant. I kind of liked his performance as that villain more than he did with Sinestro from in Green Lantern. Yeah, but Shazam is really good. I'm looking forward to the sequel when it comes around. So I really think New Line Forgiven as a good fun DC movie in the form of Shazam. and it's number 4. And number 3 is another DC movie. I don't have it yet because it is on digital, but it has yet to come to DVD and Blu-ray not until next week. That's Joker. Now, I had changed my mind and decided to include this in the top 5, considering I was wanting lower, but I thought, nah, second thought, make it high. This was a surprise sleeper hit. I think it was good. Joaquin Phoenix, absolutely great as the title character when he becomes it. And I apologize for my review on it being a spoiler and what have you. Sorry about that. But anyway, Joker was fun. Todd Phillips did a great job in directing it. I think some of the moments were pretty good, especially when Joker appears on the talk show in the last act. Real good. And the music's real good. One other thing I forgot to bring up about, I did like how they bring back the classic Big W logo for Warner Bros. That they used in the late 70s. Yeah, the mid 70s into the early 80s. Yeah, that was really good in the opening. That was really a big surprise. Joker is absolutely fun. I do hope it gets nominated for some awards, maybe Oscars. I think it is, but I may be wrong though. But Joker's pretty good. I might get and rewatch it. We'll see. And that's number 3. And number 2, this was a tough decision though. And I'm probably going to disappoint some of y'all. Probably Ogre Boy. I know he picked this as his number 1 fave. I do believe Aaron from Milesy Movies picked this as his top flick. So no hard feelings to you guys. My number 2 movie is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Now, I still think this was a good ending to the Skywalker saga. I'm still rather tore up, in other words, pretty PO'd at the critics for dissing this, though. I'm ashamed. Yeah, I'm ashamed to say it, but I'm not thrilled with that. We moviegoers were pretty impressed with the movie, though. I was. And once again, we got great performances from everybody. I mean, and the performances of Rey and Kylo Ren, Poe, and the rest of the other Star Wars characters, they were absolutely good. J.J. Abrams brought back as the director. Again, that was real good. I think Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker had a good epic ending and what have you, epic final act. Really good. So, sorry to disappoint. Some of you made this your number 1. It's number 2 on the list. Now, before I do number 1, I will throw in just a few honorable mentions. Some the flicks that might have been slight disappointments, like Hellboy. I did defend that. It's still good in some ways, but I know it got a lot of hate, and I can't really blame everybody, all the critics and what have you. And Dark Phoenix, I know that was a factually good way to close the X-Men franchise, but, well, not the factual real ending till we get the New Mutants later on this year, finally. Let's see. Palms, very underrated movie with Diane Keaton and all those old ladies doing like a cheer squad. And oh, let's see. Tall Girl, that was a Netflix movie. I was going to review it, but I scraped it though. But I did like that movie about this here girl who's taller than her sister and what have you. It makes her become a big star in a pageant or something. Oh. Yeah, that's all you need. There's a lot more movies because I went and saw so many. Yep. So anyway, but there's so many others to name, but I'm not going to bring them all up. So anyway, here it is. My number 1 movie of 2019 is Avengers Endgame. Yeah, sorry everyone, but this was the whopper of 2019, opening more than Infinity War did. Now I know a lot of y'all pick Infinity War over this, and I completely understand. This kind of does have a slow start and what have you. Well, it starts out real good first, but it does kind of get a little slow later on and what have you. But it managed to make up for it until the last act, with the final battle with Thanos. I absolutely think it was real good and what have you. And finally, when everything's back, when the Power of Infinity Gauntlet is reversed and what have you, well, thanks to the Time Gem, yes, really good. But I definitely need to rewatch this along with Infinity War in a double feature, as long as I'm not doing anything. So anyway, now you know we got. But again, we got great performance and what have you. The only downside I had was the loss of Iron Man in the end. But anyway, Avengers Infinity War was good, so was this movie. So, Avengers Endgame, of course, is my number one favorite movie of 2019. And the words of the late great Stan the Man Lee, who makes his last cameo in this, says, "Enough said." So anyway, that'll do it for my ranking of 2019 flicks. Boy, this is the longest video I've done to date now. So now, what's your favorite movie of 2019? Please tell me what your favorite flicks are, or give me your ranking if you'd like in the comment section. Now, I've already watched some of y'all's. So tell me what your favorite flick is of 2019 in the comment section. Like and subscribe to my channel and be a part of the Big D Nation. Anyway, and if you liked what you saw, you can check out some of these other recent vids. In the upper left hand corner is my ranking of 2017 flicks. In the upper right hand corner is my ranking of 2018 flicks. And down there in the lower right hand corner is the button to click to go to my channel and to subscribe as well. Thank you again for watching my 2019 flicks ranking. This was definitely a whopper of a list. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya!